The cargo, benzene, a chemical so toxic it's linked to cancer, immune damage, and long-term health risks. In a matter of minutes, an ordinary community becomes the center of a chemical nightmare. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to ManuFact, where we uncover the real stories of industrial disasters, hidden dangers, and billion-dollar mistakes that shape the products and systems you rely on every day. What exactly is benzene? Benzene is not a household name, but you've encountered it more times than you think. It's a colorless, highly flammable liquid with a slightly sweet smell, used as a building block in plastics, detergents, pesticides, lubricants, and countless consumer goods. But here's the dark side. Benzene is a known human carcinogen. Long-term exposure has been linked to leukemia, bone marrow failure, and immune system damage. Even short-term contact through inhalation or skin absorption can cause headaches, dizziness, and unconsciousness. Factories may depend on benzene to keep production running, but for communities, a single spill can mean poisoned air, toxic water, and health risks that last for decades. The derailment incident. Now imagine dozens of tanker cars carrying benzene and other chemicals rolling through your town every single day. That's exactly what happens across the US and much of the world. Freight trains are the arteries of modern supply chains, but they often carry dangerous cargo right through populated areas. One of the most infamous cases occurred in East Palestine, Ohio in 2023, when a Norfolk Southern train carrying hazardous materials derailed. Flames lit up the night sky, and clouds of toxic smoke forced families to flee. While vinyl chloride made headlines, benzene and other industrial chemicals were also part of the cargo list. It wasn't just a derailment. It was a ticking time bomb of chemicals, unleashed in a place that never asked to be the testing ground for industrial risks. The immediate fallout. The derailment set off chaos. Entire neighborhoods were evacuated. Schools shut their doors. Farmers were forced to abandon their livestock. The once quiet town became a scene of panic, with black plumes visible for miles. Authorities scrambled to respond, but the damage was already spreading. Air quality plummeted. Residents reported burning throats, dizziness, and nausea. Families were terrified to even step outside. And beneath the surface, a more sinister threat was brewing. Benzene seeping into soil and potentially into groundwater. Imagine waking up to find that the water from your kitchen tap, the water you cook with, bathe in, and give your children might now carry a chemical tied to cancer. That's the reality communities faced in the aftermath. If you're shocked by this story already, hit the like button and let us know in the comments what you'd do if a chemical train derailed near your home. Your support helps us keep uncovering these hidden dangers. Here's the twist that most people don't realize. Benzene isn't the only chemical on board. When these freight trains derail, they often carry a cocktail of hazardous materials: vinyl chloride, butadiene, hydrochloric acid, and more. Each one has its own dangers, but together they create a nightmare scenario. One chemical ignites, another reacts, and suddenly an accident spirals into a multi-layered disaster. In East Palestine, firefighters were forced to carry out a controlled burn to prevent a massive explosion, but that solution released even more toxic plumes into the air, spreading fear and anger through the community. The derailment wasn't just about one chemical, it was about the hidden risks of an entire system designed to move hazardous substances at high speed, right past homes, schools, and playgrounds. The bigger problem, the uncomfortable truth, is that this wasn't an isolated event. Trains carrying hazardous chemicals pass through towns and cities every single day. In the US alone, more than 2 million carloads of hazardous materials move by rail each year. Many of these routes cut through small towns with limited emergency response capacity. Residents often don't even know what chemicals are rolling past their windows. And here's the kicker: inspections and safety regulations have failed to keep up. Investigations have shown worn brakes, outdated tank cars, and cut corners on maintenance, all in the name of keeping costs low and deliveries fast. For rail companies, efficiency often outweighs safety. For communities, that trade-off can be catastrophic. The long-term impact. The consequences of a benzene derailment don't disappear when the smoke clears. Environmental contamination lingers. Soil absorbs toxins. Rivers carry them downstream. Wildlife dies. Ecosystems collapse, and farmland becomes unsafe for planting. For residents, the carrier chemical tied to cancer. Months after derailments, people report respiratory issues, skin rashes, and headaches. Parents worry about cancer risks for their children. And property values plummet, trapping families in homes they can't sell but are too afraid to live in. The lawsuits and cleanup costs run into the billions of dollars. Yet the companies involved often deflect blame, pointing to contractors, regulators, or even acts of God. Communities are left to pick up the pieces while the trains keep rolling. Lessons learned. The benzene train derailment reveals more than a single disaster. It highlights the fragility of our modern supply chain. The same system that delivers convenience and consumer goods also delivers hidden dangers that can erupt at any moment. Stricter regulations, better infrastructure, and corporate accountability are often promised after each disaster. But history shows that changes come slowly and sometimes not at all. That means towns across the world remain vulnerable. The real lesson: one derailment isn't just a local accident, it's a warning sign. It reminds us how thin the line is between normal life and a toxic catastrophe. Conclusion: the story of the benzene train derailment is a chilling reminder of how quickly ordinary life can turn into disaster. A single slip of steel wheels on a track can unleash toxic chemicals, poison communities, and leave scars that last for generations. And here's the scariest part. Somewhere, right now, another train, loaded with hazardous cargo, is rolling through another small town. The question isn't if there will be another disaster, it's when. If this story opened your eyes, don't forget to subscribe to ManuFact and turn on notifications. We'll keep uncovering the hidden dangers, disasters, and billion-dollar mistakes that shape the products you use and the systems you depend on every day.